Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Madhavdas Gopalkrishnan. Viewers, it was a Maga Mandir moment in UAE as the Prime Minister inaugurated the largest Hindu temple of the Middle Eastern country. The Prime Minister, while inaugurating the temple, hailed it as a symbol of communal harmony and global unity. He's also invoked the inauguration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, calling it fulfillment of the centuries-old dream. While dedicating the temple to the whole of humanity, he's asserted that this temple is not just a place of worship, but marks a golden chapter in the India-Middle East ties.
परमात्मा ने मुझे जितना समय दिया है, उसकी हर पल और परमात्मा ने जो शरीर दिया है, उसका कण कण सिर्फ और सिर्फ मां भारती के लिए है। एक 140 करोड़ देशवासी मेरे आराध्य देव है। साथियों, अयोध्या के हमारे उस परम आनंद को आज अबू धाबी में मिली खुशी की लहर ने और बढ़ा दिया है। और मेरा सौभाग्य है ये कि मैं पहले अयोध्या में भव्य श्री राम मंदिर और फिर अब अबू धाबी में इस मंदिर का साक्षी बना हूं। साथियों, हमारे वेदों ने कहा है, एकम सत्य विप्रा बहुधा वदंती, एकम सत विप्रा बहुधा वदंती, अर्थात एक ही ईश्वर को, एक ही सत्य को विद्वान लोग अलग अलग तरह से बताते हैं। ये दर्शन भारत की मूल चेतना का हिस्सा है। इसलिए हम स्वभाव से ही न केवल सबको स्वीकार करते हैं, बल्कि सबका स्वागत भी करते हैं। हमें विविधता में बैर नहीं दिखता, हमें विविधता ही विशेषता लगती है। इस मंदिर ने हमारे प्राचीन रिश्तों में नई सांस्कृतिक ऊर्जा भर दी है। साथियों, अबू धाबी का ये विशाल मंदिर केवल एक उपासना स्थली नहीं है, ये मानवता की साझी विरासत का, शेयर्ड हेरिटेज का प्रतीक है। ये भारत और अरब के लोगों के आपसी प्रेम का भी प्रतीक है। इसमें भारत यूएई के रिश्तों का एक आध्यात्मिक प्रतिबिंब भी है। वसंत पंचमी ये पर्व मां सरस्वती का पर्व है। मां सरस्वती यानी बुद्धि और विवेक की मानवीय प्रज्ञा और चेतना की देवी। ये मानवीय प्रज्ञा ही है जिसने हमें सहयोग, सामंजस्य, समन्वय और सौहार्द जैसे आदर्शों को जीवन में उतारने की समझ दी है। मुझे आशा है कि मंदिर भी मानवता के लिए, बेहतर भविष्य के लिए वसंत का स्वागत करेगा। ये मंदिर पूरी दुनिया के लिए सांप्रदायिक सौहार्द और वैश्विक एकता का प्रतीक बनेगा.
And let's tell you more about the BAPS temple itself. The temple sits across 27 acres of land gifted by the UAE leadership, which is one of the largest temples in the whole of the Middle East. 7 spires adorn the mandir, symbolizing the unity of the 7 emirates. It's built bringing in sandstone from Rajasthan, carved by artisans in Rajasthan and Gujarat. And the mandir architecture also highlights the significance of the ties between India and the United Arab Emirates. The carvings on the walls along the mandir not only depict Hindu saints from India, but also the leadership of the Arab Emirates as well.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
For more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us, RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have with us Ishkaran Bhandari, lawyer as well. With us also is Kamruzaman Chaudhary, political analyst. Kapeesh Srivastava, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party side. Asad Abbas is political analyst joining us. But I want to go first and foremost to Dushyant Sridhar. Dushyant Sridhar, very interesting to see the Prime Minister invoke Ayodhya. And to quote him, he says, Ayodhya ka param anand ko Abu Dhabi ki khushi ne बढ़ा दिया. Now, what's very interesting about the temple, not just the first in the capital of UAE, but also how it brings together many traditions. A message of harmony going out over there, talking about the contribution of the stories of Quran from Bohra Muslims, the Parsi community's contribution, the Sikh community's contribution, form of langar. Really the story of harmony, in a sense, that the Prime Minister has spoken about at the inauguration of the temple in Abu Dhabi. Dushyant Sridhar.
Yeah. Namaskaram Madhav, and namaskaram to all my fellow panelists. Namaskaram to the Astikas who are watching this channel. It is a fulcrum. It is an amalgam of so many things in it, Madhav. 1, there are 7 shikharas that symbolize the 7 emirates of UAE. And as far as I have understood from the information from sources, that there is a Jain, there is a Sikh, there is a Buddhist, there is a Catholic, there is a Muslim, there is a Hindu who is involved in the construction of the temple. With respect to the Sannidhis in the temple, Madhav, primarily it is a BAPS temple, so it belongs to the Swami Narayana, the Uddhava Sampradaya. So there is the Acharya Varya called Swami Sahajanand there in one of the Sannidhis. To commemorate the contribution of the Malayalam-speaking population from Kerala, there is a Sannidhi for Ayyappan, who is an avatar of Shasta. To commemorate the Tamil, Telugu and the Kannada-speaking communities, there is a Sannidhi for Srinivasa Swami, Balaji of Tirumala, Tirupati. There is a Sannidhi to commemorate the contributions of the Astikas, the Bharatiyas from Maharashtra, from Gujarat, from Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand. We have Sannidhis for Ram Parivar, Radha and Krishna. We have for Bengalis and the Odiyas, we have a Sannidhi for Puri Jagannath, and we have a Sannidhi for Shiv. So it is an entire amalgam that way. And about Swami Sahajanand, just one point, the Acharya from the Swaminarayan Sampradayam, he was born in the state of Uttar Pradesh, which is the north of India. He traveled all the way to the south, and in one of his works called Shiksha Patri Madhav, he says, Vishishtadvaitam Matam Me, my philosophy is Vishishtadvaita of Ramanuja. And he also advocates the study of the scriptures as propounded by Yamunacharya and Ramanuja. So the person who's the Acharya of Swaminarayan himself was an amalgam of so many sampradayams and culture. And today the BAPS temple in Abu Dhabi signifies that, and it's a very significant moment, Madhav, because we have a huge expat population in the UAE, and for them to witness such a grand temple does speak about the wonderful relations that India and UAE enjoys, and this should also become a big bridge for the Hindu-Muslim unity.
Right. Let me bring in Kamruzaman Chaudhary on that. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, this should be a bridge for Hindu-Muslim unity, says Dushyant Sridhar. He talks about how it's an amalgamation of various cultural and spiritual traditions. And the Prime Minister himself, in fact, today referred to how it's the Amritkal not just for India, but also for our spiritual and cultural traditions. How do you look at the message of harmony, the message of coming together of all communities coming in from Abu Dhabi? Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
Well, it's a wonderful moment for, rather I will say, the people who follow the Sanatan faith, that a Muslim country like the UAE is opening its doors to a Hindu temple out there. And no doubt it is a moment of what you call this, a religious, rather that amalgamation of cultures that has found space in the United Arab Emirates, basically around about a 90% Muslim populated country. Now you see a prime minister from the land of Gandhi going to a land of autocracy, which is ruled by the kings out there. And we are being taught about the basics of religious tolerance from that country. Now our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi just should come back to India and ask his followers not to look for a mosque beneath every temple out here in India. That's how tolerance is all about and religious harmony is all about. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, because we as Indians, whether Hindus or Muslims, we have built this country together. So let us all live here amicably instead of looking for all narrow-mindedness, what Aurangzeb did 500 years ago or what Babur did. Rather than looking that, of course, Madhav, one simple point I want to explain to you out here. In India, elections are always fought on emotions. There is no denying the fact. Now, if the Prime Minister's speech on the Ram Mandir inauguration or on the inauguration of the BAPS temple is an indication that he is fully gearing up for the 2024 election. But, elections may be fought on emotions, but the country needs to run on policy. What is the use of keeping up a nation?
Let's go one by one. Let's go one by one. You made about 4 or 5 points there. Let's go one by one, please. I want RP Singh to come in on the points. Sir, please, we cannot have one continuous this thing. Let's get one by one. Let everybody participate, please. RP Singh, I don't know where, in fact, where Kamruzaman Chaudhary found a reference to the elections, but he says that perhaps he's referring to the timing. I don't know where he's coming from, but he says that there are messages of the followers of the Prime Minister or leaders of the BJP which don't give out the same sense of harmony that the Prime Minister is talking about today in Abu Dhabi. Please respond to it.
The problem with Mr. Kamruddin is that they can't see it beyond the prism of the religion. They don't know what dharma is, because in their dictionary there's no word like dharma. It's just religion, and for them religion is dharma and dharma is religion. Fact is, whether it's BAPS or whether it was Ram Ayodhya temple in Ayodhya, Ramlala's temple in Ayodhya, they are both dharmic. And then Mr. Kamruddin, understand, there is one Lord whom we revere and one Lord whom we follow. And I might not revere a Lord, but I follow a Lord. I follow a person. So that the Prime Minister said, ye sabke Ram hai. And you should be proud that this is happening in UAE, Abu Dhabi, and then it shows that how our diplomacy has grown, how our power has grown, our spiritual power has grown in the world, and the message is of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam to everyone in the world today, that everyone can be under one umbrella, and then let's accept that. And then when you talk about Babur and all, please, I'll appreciate, I'll send you some text I'll take the number from the guest coordinator, send you some text about Babur's invasion in Shri Guru Granth Sahib. Sir, you will start crying after you read that. The sort of atrocities Babur committed to our Indians during 1525 and then period onward. So let's not talk about Babur and let's not talk about Aurangzeb. Who were the butchers who used to measure one is 50 kg of the Janeu every day before he would give me. I never interpret. Did I interpret? He will measure 1 month 50 kg of Janeu every day before having his breakfast. So let's not bring them into the today's event. We should enjoy this. This is a spiritual landmark in the world history, and this is not going to be confined to the people in Middle East. This is going to be a place where people from world will come and visit this place. Right. Mark my word, in coming days you will see people across the globe will visit this place. And then right. UAE will also understand that what a landmark or what a place they have, spiritual place they have got in UAE.
All right, let me bring in Kapeesh Srivastava on that. Kapeesh Srivastava, it's after 3.5 decades that the Prime Minister, an Indian Prime Minister, has visited UAE. और 7 बार विजिट्स हुई हैं यूएई में. कहीं ना कहीं एक क्लोज पर्सनल रैपो भी दिख रहा है, चाहे यूएई के रूलर्स हो, चाहे कतर के रूलर्स हो. कतर में क्या हुआ हमने सोमवार को ही देखा था. End of the day, the Prime Minister has invested and brought India and the Middle East closer. क्या आप इतना मानेंगे नेशनल टेलीविजन पे?
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको ये कह दूं कि भारत का सर हमेशा गर्व से ऊंचा रहा है विदेशों में. आज पहली बार नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उसे एक कदम और आगे बढ़ाया. क्योंकि जितनी भी सरकारें हैं वो अपनी तरफ से ट्रिब्यूट करती रही हैं पूरे विश्व के अंदर, और ये पहला मंदिर नहीं है जो कि यूएई में बन रहा है। ऐसा नहीं है, विश्व के तमाम कोने में मंदिर बने हैं, हाँ, लेकिन इस तरीके का प्रसारण नहीं हुआ, इसमें कहीं दो राय। एक चीज और हमें बहुत अच्छी लगी कि आज प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो उद्भावना अपनी व्यक्त की है वो अद्भुत है और प्रशंसा की जानी चाहिए कि वाकई सनातन परंपरा के अंदर जो सहिष्णुता है वो इसी तरीके से होनी चाहिए, सभी धर्मों का सम्मान होना चाहिए, विश्व बंधुत्व की भावना को लेकर के चलना चाहिए। और अच्छा है कि उन्होंने गोधरा के बाद हमको लगता है कि बहुत कुछ अपने आप में परिवर्तन लाया है, या उस समय का वो सीन जब वो किसी का शॉल नहीं उड़ा करते थे, जब वो किसी की टोपी नहीं पहना करते थे, लेकिन आज उनकी बातें बड़े अच्छी लगी। और एक बात और भी है कि राम मंदिर बनने से हमें लगता है विश्व के अंदर शायद ही कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति होगा जिसे प्रसन्नता ना हो, परम आनंद की प्राप्ति हुई। लेकिन उन लोगों को परम आनंद की प्राप्ति हमारे मोदी जी नहीं करा सके जिनका वास्तव में राम मंदिर के अंदर योगदान था, चाहे वो अखिल भारतीय हिंदू महासभा के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष चक्रपाणी जी हो, धर्मदास जी हो या शंकराचार्य जी हो। और चारों शंकराचार्य जी ने इसमें पार्टिसिपेट करने से इनकार कर दिया, ये कहते हुए कि तमाम धर्मयुक्त बातें इसमें नहीं की गई, और ना राम मंदिर ट्रस्ट में उन्हें जगह दी गई और ना उद्घाटन में उन्हें बुलाया गया। तो ऐसी तमाम चीजें हैं क्योंकि उनके वाद पत्र पर ही ये निर्णय सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आया था, जिससे पूरे विश्व को ये राम मंदिर प्राप्त हुआ है। आज हमें भी गर्व की अनुभूति है और प्रसन्नता है। इसीलिए माननीय मुलायम सिंह जी के अपने नेत्र के विजन से कोटेश्वर मंदिर के का शुभारंभ भी होने जा रहा है।
अब आप मुलायम सिंह जी की कंट्रीब्यूशन कहेंगे तो बीजेपी अलग टैंजेंट पे चला जाएगा, बट नेवरलेस आई वांट Ishkaran to comment. Ishkaran, please respond to the SP spokesperson.
Yes. Madhav, firstly I'll respond to the SP spokesperson, but I think today is a greater and a bigger day where three aspects, dharam, economy and our foreign power diplomacy have come together for this divine moment. But just responding to the Samajwadi spokesperson, the streets are filled with sound bites of people who are unhappy with Ram Mandir being constructed. We recently had no less than a Congress minister, Mr. Manishankar Ayyar's daughter, saying that she was fasting because Ram Mandir is being inaugurated, and there are so many videos like that. Your audiences have seen it, so let's not waste our time. And also people who are firing on car sevaks to preach on how good and how happy they are that Ram Mandir has been built. Let's not waste our time on that. Let's focus on what happened in Abu Dhabi. Let's focus on what happened in Ayodhya, because that is the point. So three aspects of it. Dharam. The Prime Minister, by his efforts, by constantly going to UAE, has resulted in the government of UAE donating the land, which is symbolic. People can buy the land themselves, but it shows the government's support to it. So that symbolism has come through our foreign policy and good relations, and that's important. Why? Because from 2002, this bogey of how will the Prime Minister deal with Islamic nations was raised to say that he will not be an effective Prime Minister. That bogey stands smashed by the first grand mandir in Abu Dhabi. That is first part. The second aspect of the economic power of India, just go to Ayodhya. All those people who for 50 or 30 years said make a school there or make a hospital there, just understand after Ayodhya has been built, because the Prime Minister talked about Ayodhya to Abu Dhabi, we are having 5 stars there, we are having FCMG there, we are having by 2030 a ratio of 1:10, 1 resident to 10 tourists. That is a global tourist city which is benefiting the economy and transforming the region from airport to 5 stars to 7 stars. That's the second aspect. And the third aspect, dharam. Of course, the Prime Minister has always said that we do not have to believe in fake secularism. He proudly says he is a Hindu, and Sanatan Dharam has always been a religion of tolerance. There was no topic of intolerance, asahnshinta. All those words were cropped up, fed into the market, which were not in common usage to corner the Prime Minister. But the reality is that the people of this nation have always been peaceful because they have always followed Sanatan Dharam, and it is only when barbarians attacked that we had religious atrocities on the land of Bharat. And that I am very happy in Abu Dhabi with good relationships. Now we are moving into a new era where these Islamic nations which were being quoted by certain seculars in India, that agenda will also stop after this mandir.
All right, Kapeesh wants to respond to you on that. Kapeesh.
से पहले तो हम ये कहना चाहते हैं कि सनातन जिस चीज का विरोध करता है ये उनका समर्थन कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारे चारों शंकराचार्य ने इस बात को कहा है, और शंकराचार्य से बड़ा कोई सनातन का गुरु नहीं होता। उन्होंने इस बात को कहा है कि अगर हम आध्यात्मिक प्लेसेस को टूरिस्ट प्लेसेस में बदलते चले जाएंगे,
सर, उसके बाद
आध्यात्मिक, मैं कह रहा हूं
नहीं, उन्होंने कुछ इश्यूज रेज किए थे, बट आई थिंक बाकी 3 शंकराचार्यों ने शायद क्लैरिफाई भी किया है। ईश्वरन, यू वांट टू कमेंट ऑन दैट?
मैं अगर आप प्लेस को बनाते ये अध्यात्म जो है
मैटर ऑफ रिकॉर्ड,
वो विलासिता से जुड़ता जाएगा और अध्यात्म विलासिता से नहीं जुड़ना चाहिए। लेकिन बावजूद उसके अगर इनका ये विजन है तो ये सनातन विरोधी रुख अख्तियार किए हुए और सनातन विरुद्ध बातें कह रहे हैं। कब धर्म देश के अंदर संस्कार इस घर के देश के अंदर नहीं
सनातन विरुद्ध है सर?
क्या कोई बिल्डिंग बड़ी बन जाने से कोई चीज भव्यता लेती है या लेती है? तो इनको तो इसी बात में पहले क्लियर कर लेना चाहिए।
ओके, आपने सवाल पूछा, ईश्वरन जवाब दे रहे हैं, जवाब दीजिए ईश्वरन।
Madhav, it is surreal and ridiculous to discuss Sanatan Dharam with the Samajwadi Party spokesperson, those who fired on car service or those who locked Vyas ji ka tehkhana. They will talk about religion, but it's okay. Let's deal with it. Let's not spread fake news on here. Shankaracharya ji's statements are on record where most of them, except one, and even that one in the end praised the Ram Mandir. All of them were saying that the Ram Mandir, they are very happy it's being built and it's being built in this manner. Second aspect, if people go for bhakti there, they should have a good airport where they can land. They should have a railway station. They should have a hotel to stay in. Indian economy has always been like this. Unfortunately, people who were, one second, I didn't interrupt Madhav. This is not fair. I did not interrupt Madhav. This is not fair. I need to finish my point. It's not, this is not the way, Madhav. I did not interrupt. Madhav, let me finish. People whose priorities were Safai Mahotsav to get Bollywood stars to dance the night, they of course will not want facilities to be provided, to be made, to be constructed for people going to a mandir. We need facilities to visit mandir, and also it benefits the economy of the entire region. Just one fact, last point, 3,000 homes have been given licenses to have guests like these OYO stay-at-homes. That is benefiting the region. Unfortunately, if your priority is not to get Bollywood item numbers in your Karyakal, but to provide relief to people, of course they will have a problem.
Okay, please, one by one now. Let me quickly begin Syed Abbas. Syed Abbas, I think I want to shift to the more serious points that we are making over here and that Ishkaran has made. He says, end of the day, there was a lot of questions. There was a lot of criticism of how would Modi deal with the Muslim world. Today, look at what's happening on ground. He has engaged himself. He has a personal rapport with the top leaders in the Muslim world. And that's quite clearly evinced in the rapport that he has not just in the UAE but also in Qatar.
सबसे पहले तो माधव साहब 25 मिनट के बाद डिबेट में आए हूं, बस 2 मिनट दीजिए। आरपी सिंह साहब, सत श्री अकाल, कमरू भाई, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, एंड कपीश भाई, दुष्यंत जी, एंड इश्करन एंड माधव साहब, नमस्कार आप सबके लिए। I think Modi ji has very beautifully presented the same talk on humanity with his speech, and I think that is absolutely applaudable. Let me tell you, messages like Sarva Dharma Sambhav, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, when we speak of that in the real essence, which means one world, one family, and the beautiful language of humanity, I would absolutely love to see the same connect being made with all the people here in India. I'd love to hear Modi ji taking strict action against those who do the Hindu-Muslim politics for mere votes. The fact we need to understand, Madhav Saab, that it's great. Modi ji's relations with UAE, Qatar, including Iran as well. Fantastic, great reach out to the countries and coming together. And as a world power, Vishwaguru, it's great to see my country and its leader going ahead. But I'd love to see the same taking place here in India. You know, Madhav Saab, I come from a Christian convent who taught us, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I also went to a Jain community school where we were taught a beautiful Gayatri mantra. I'd love to see the same talk of humanity where Modi ji comes and addresses his own BJP karyakartas and people, and especially the leaders of my state of Karnataka who do so much of Hindu-Muslim. I think it is time to take strict action against those.
Okay, charity begins at home. That's your question to the BJP.
Allow me 30 seconds.
Quick 10 seconds. We're almost out of time on this debate. Quick 10 seconds.
I complete my point in 30 seconds, sir. You know, those who say, address Muslims as Pancharwalas, those leaders who say Musalman are gundas and Musalman are deshdrohis. Many leaders like Ishwarappa is here, Karnataka.
I got your point. I got your point. I got your point, and let's get a response from the BJP spokesperson. You asked that question. Let him respond. Those who use pejoratives for other minorities, whether it's Muslims or any community, RP Singh, should action not be taken on them? Should an example not be set? Charity begins at home. That's the statement coming in from Asad Abbas. Please respond to it.
Well, if I have to respond to the individual statement, then the long list of what do friends from the other communities say, but I don't have to come to that, but I have to give you some other data. When 55 crore people get Ayushman Bharat card medical facility, when 11 crore people get Kisan Samman Nidhi, when 10 crore women get gas cylinder at home, when 4 crore people get roof over their head, out of which 33%, more than 33% are Muslims. The population is only 14 to 15%. That shows Modi ji's intent. So they can keep saying what they have to say, but on the ground, the reality is something separate.
Right.
And when Modi ji gets triple talaq bill, and when Modi ji talk about UCC to be introduced, or the BJP government talk about UCC, well, they are the people who oppose it. I mean, they are the set of people who said no triple talaq because it's against our religion. Although triple talaq is not among the 27 Muslim countries worldwide, but they were for triple talaq. So we are not talking about anything against any religion.
Right.
I hail from minority. I know how much Modi ji has done for minorities in the country.
All right. We'll have to leave it there, gentlemen. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us.